And we're back again. There we are, Dave Crane, here I am. And I'd like to say Happy Happiness Day to everybody. And I should say who's celebrating around the world. Well, everybody should be celebrating being happy because that's basically what makes you feel happy. What I want to do is just share with you a couple of ideas about if you're not feeling happy today, then maybe this is why. A couple of rules of being happy. And this might be something that you want to tag and share with your friends as well. Just turn it like this so it doesn't look like I'm standing in a tree. Which the picture was showing you before. So, first of all, the rules of being happy. For every single person who wants to be happy, then here's a bit of a twister for you. I'll put my glasses on, by the way, so I can see who's joining. Who's that? Brian, good to see you. Welcome. How'd it go on Friday? Good day? Fantastic. There's a Friday live session. It's really cool. Okay, so here's the rules of being happy. First of all, it's different for every single person. What makes me happy might not make you happy, or might make the next person happy. Being able to speak properly is another thing that might make you happier. But it literally comes down to your own individual tastes. Hi, nice to see you, Brian. Secondly, when it comes to happiness, if you're happy all the time, then you'll stop being happy. That sounds really weird, but think about it. If your happiness is always being up, then that becomes the norm. And when it becomes the norm, it flatlines. So if that flatlines, it means that you'll never know when you're happy or not because you're always in this state. What you need to have is an up and down, like that. It's just like a snake swimming in the water. It's kind of weird. But you need to be able to have it so it goes up and down in the diagonal like this. So therefore, you can tell what's a down day, but at the same time, you can tell when something's got even better because you can compare it to the down day. And then you never go back to that down again because it gets even better. Let's take, for instance, when people are doing the job that they really love in their life. If I chose to work in a place that I'd really hate, for me, because I'm not a great guy when it comes to numbers, it might be working in a bank. No offense to people who work in a bank. Well, I might have a really good day or a really bad day. Hi, Orinta, nice to see you. But my good day at work might never be as good as a bad day in what I do right now because I'm doing what I love. So there's a couple of different options that allow you to create that happiness. First of all, do stuff that you love. Also, do stuff that you're good at. Ahmed, of course, another expert when it comes to working out what you do best. And the third thing is do stuff that people will pay you for. If you get those three things together, it's called the hedgehog concept. If you Google it, you get a diagram from a guy called Jim Collins, who wrote 2 books, Built to Last and Good to Great. And these 2 books are all based on what it is. Hi to Mansur, good to see you, sir. It's all based on what makes companies last for over 100 years. Think about it. So many, Apple, for instance, not been around 100 years. Will it last that long? I don't know. Nice to see you, Simon, as well. But what you've got to do is do something that you do brilliantly, do something that you love, and something that people will want to pay for. If you don't get all 3, you end up with a mismatch, and of course, you won't last that long. So that sometimes means getting rid of things that you don't particularly love or you're not particularly good at and really honing down and focusing on what brings you happiness but people will pay for, and the more you do it, the bigger and better that you become. And it also makes you bulletproof in your happiness. It guarantees that as a direct result of you doing what you love every single day gets bigger and better, and people recognize you for being good at that, and they give you more opportunities. So you wake up in the morning feeling fantastic. Have you ever had those days when you wake up and you don't want to wake up at all? You've got horrible things to do, or you've got a terrible hangover? I can't help you with that. But if you've got a terrible day ahead because you're not doing what you love and you're dreading it, well, avoid them by doing stuff that you love from the very beginning. I know what you're going to say. Well, it's not quite that easy to do it. Yes, it is. Didn't say you have to do it immediately. But like anything, like running a marathon, all you got to do is put one foot in front of the other and repeat. Nice to see Gihan, good to see you, and good to join you. I'm talking about happiness today. I'm talking about all the things that make people happy. Now, for everybody else who's thinking about happiness, maybe you can't feel 100% happy all the time. You don't want to. Like I mentioned earlier, the journey is about going like that. So when are the happiest times in your life, and how can you create them? Well, here's the thing. If you look back at the times in your life, the times you were actually happiest are times when you were stretched about doing something really well. You didn't think you'd be able to do it, but somehow managed to pull it off. So for instance, it might be meeting your partner when you didn't think they were interested. It might be going for a job interview, didn't think you were good enough to get it, but suddenly you managed to do it and you managed to get the job. Or it might be scoring a goal when the side is down and it looks like you've got no time left, but somehow you wiggle through, knock it into the back of the net. There's something about hardship that makes it your best time. So how can you bottle that? How can you work it out so whatever you're really after, you can have on a regular basis? Well, first of all, get out of your comfort zone. Things that are comfortable for you, maybe making you happy in a kind of way, but never at those massive highs that you really want to achieve on a more regular basis. Also, it's about tension. Imagine there's a slight tension. Imagine this was a rubber band. Now, if your challenges are like a rubber band, there's two things you need to watch out for. If it's got no tension, there's no interest in it. If you make sure you stretch it too much, there's too much tension, they'll run the risk of snapping. So you want it to be always like this. So you don't want to let go because it will twang your fingers, but at the same time, you feel you've got to keep an eye on it. And that's true of the challenges. You've got to do something that's not too difficult that you won't attempt to do it, and not so easy that you won't bother making any effort. Do those things. Get out of your comfort zone. Keep challenging yourself. And as a direct result, you create little pockets of happiness. And as I've often said, with life, you can only truly read life when you read it backwards. And you look at your history. And you can say, oh yeah, there's a pattern. There's certain things that made sense, but they don't sort of make sense if I look into the future. Because we can't look into the future. Not really, unless you've got a time machine, in which case I need to talk to you separately to one side and let me know what I'm going to get for Christmas. That'd be rather cool as well. So as far as the rules for happiness goes, today is International Happiness Day. I'd love your comments. I was going to ask today the question, which is what makes you happy? I know I'll get some rude answers, but instead I went for a question, which is, would you prefer to be Logan, as in Wolverine, Batman, or Jason Bourne or Deadpool? So that was a slightly more important question to me. But on the same fact, talking about happiness, remember that what makes other people happy isn't going to translate to you. Now, if you're a very benevolent person, then you want the world to be a better place, but ultimately, it's all about how it fits for you. So sometimes you've got to be that little bit more selfish, because when you're happy, you can share that with other people as well. And people love to gravitate around people that are happy. One last thing I'll say, apart from hi Aziza, my lovely wife has just joined me, is wondering why aren't you working? I am working. I'm just showing how to do a Facebook broadcast. Here's the thing I was going to say before I was slightly distracted by my wife suddenly popping out online. Is when it comes to actually working out what you actually want to do on a regular basis to be happy, keep moving the goalposts all the time. Keep doing stuff that's uncomfortable for you, but make sure that you're going in a direction. Pull focus on what you really want to have out of life and ignore what everybody else says. When people say it can't be done, what they're saying is they can't do it, not you. We're all a long time dead. So between now and when it unfortunately happens, or fortunately, depending if you're, I can't say that movie, but it's a very good one. Depending on who you are, then you really want to enjoy every single day and create more happiness on a regular basis. And if you're not sure how to do it, then please by all means contact me and I'll send you a load of different ideas about how you can create more happiness on a regular basis. Now I'd love your comments on that. Because in fact, what I'll do is, for everyone makes a comment on this, I'll send you a free gift that will create more happiness. And no, it's not cash. No, I'm not sending you cash. Okay? So leave a comment on the bottom of here about what you do to make you happy, and I'll send you a link to something else you'll be able to get for free, but that will help you use hypnosis and NLP to improve your happiness, and you share it with your friends, and you feel really groovy all the time. Right, that's it for me. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Share this with everybody. And from me to everybody around the world, happy Happiness Day and stay groovy. Thank you. Bye-bye.